After 4 decades of teaching experience, after creating 40 institutions of pride, after assuming responsibility for over 30,000 students annually, what can a true educator bring you? A global academy that is truly global in every sense of the word. The Dr. Pillai Global Academy is born with the strength of the Pillai Group, a fully integrated educational conglomerate that takes full responsibility for your child, from kindergarten to post-graduation. Here's how we've redefined schooling to make a difference at every stage. Global origins. The Global Academy is the brainchild of Dr. Vasudevan Pillai, a visionary educationist who embarked on a deep study of schools in the US, Canada, the UK, Switzerland, Singapore, and Australia to identify the finest schooling standards and adapt them to Indian conditions. Global environment. Situated within the serene, sequestered environment of Borivali, Gorai, the campus is truly eco-friendly, with round-the-clock maintenance to ensure the highest standards of hygiene. Globally trained teachers. Our teachers are trained overseas in the latest methodologies, which is why they perform as mentors, working with each child individually to unearth his or her true potential. As a result, your child enjoys holistic, well-rounded development, from physical, social, and emotional development to intellectual, creative, and personality development. Global systems. Here, you won't find your child burdened with heavy homework or stress. Instead, through interactive, activity-based learning, we instill a natural curiosity in your child so that learning becomes a matter of joy. And we provide you with regular reports on your child's progress. Global amenities. We believe it takes a maximum opportunities environment to inspire your child to perform better and better, which is why we have left no stone unturned in providing the finest amenities. Capacious auditoriums, state-of-the-art laboratories, interactive, technology-powered classrooms, child-friendly furniture, an indoor swimming pool, a sports center, an acoustically rich music room, geography rooms and history rooms, digital and print libraries, a playground, and an ultra-modern cafeteria that caters to the highest standards of taste and hygiene. Global options. In the early and middle years, we expose your child to a curriculum that draws from the best of content worldwide. Every subject is studied from a global perspective for a better understanding of the world we live in. At the grade 10 level, we offer an option of the IGCSE. At the higher secondary level, we offer a choice of the IB program or Cambridge A levels. What's more, to bring a truly global edge to your child's career, we offer a brief study period in a country of your choice. The Dr. Pillai Global Academy. It's everything your child deserves. Everything that you have dreamt of on behalf of your child. Because we believe happy kids make the best students.
Truth we honor, knowledge we cherish, our hearts and minds forever nourished. Challenges we face, respect we gain, The more we progress, the higher we aim. We are the Global Academies. We are the pride. The values we learn are the values of life.
Now, let's begin the Jolly Phonics workshop. But before we start that, let me inform you certain things. Well, parents, I am very sure that this Jolly Phonics would be a very interactive sessions when we were physically present as we did it in the past. But don't worry, we will try and make our level best to give this interaction the best one. We also request you all to please follow the actions along with the teacher. Now I request Ms. Maniti to take you further.
A very good evening to everyone present here. I, Ms. Maniti Vora, welcome you all for the first Jolly Phonics workshop for the year 2020. Our gathering here is to have an interactive session where we will be learning more about Jolly Phonics. The objective of this workshop is to enhance child's communication and literacy skills. Before learning Jolly Phonics sounds, let us know what is phonics and Jolly Phonics all about. What is phonics? Phonics is basically when we read the sounds, they are represented by 26 letters of the alphabet. Associating sounds with letters of alphabet is also called as phonics. Now you all know what is phonics, but our school practices Jolly Phonics. What is Jolly Phonics? Jolly Phonics is a child-centered approach to teach literacy. Each 42 letters has sounds and actions. Sounds and actions are taught through songs and stories, which will make them memorize sounds more easily. In Jolly Phonics, there are 5 basic skills of teaching. They are divided into the following. Learning the letter sound and letter formation will be done in earliest lowers. After which, they will go to middles where they will learn blending and segmenting. Now, identifying the sounds in the word for writing is called segmenting. As and when they will go in middles, they will learn how to blend and do it into segmenting. And along with this, they will also learn new tricky words which will help them to frame sentences. Jolly Phonics is divided into 7 groups, which includes 42 sounds in English language. The first 4 will be taught in lowers and also in middles. The 5th, 6th, and 7th will be taught in uppers.
Why do we learn letter sounds? As letter sounds improves the pronunciation and dictation more clear. It also helps us to recognize the sounds. Next, reading and writing. As we all know, reading and writing plays very important role in our life. Well, we do not teach them A to Z. We teach them in different groups, as each group will have different letters, which will cover maximum words. For example, in set 1, that is SATITN, we can make words like at, sat, Next, ant, ant, eaten, and so on. Next,
How our letter sounds out in early years, lowers. So in lowers, we teach letter sounds to children in different playway methods. For example, games like freeze dance. Here, in this game, the music of phonic sound will be on, and as the music stops, they have to tell the sound of which letter it is played. I Spy. I Spy is a guessing game where one player chooses an object within sight and announces to other players. For example, I spy with my eyes ball. So here they have to guess the letter of the object, that is ball. China's Whisper. Here I am sure that everybody knows what is this game. It is the most popular games among kids, wherein the first player comes with a message and whispers it to the ear of the second player and so on. Next. What is done to enhance the language skills? Communication is the most important thing, so let's have a look what can be done to enhance the language skills. Next. Storytelling. In this, the teacher will call the child and the child will narrate the story to the class with the help of puppets, flashcards, etc., which will help them to enhance their language skills. Next. Show and tell. Child needs to prepare show and tell from the topic given in the content report. These are project topics and every month there will be a new topic. This helps the child to gain knowledge and enhance their language skills. The child becomes confident to speak up in front of the whole class. Next. Field trips. This is the most exciting part for children. Children love to explore the natural surroundings. Now, what is done to enhance the motor skills? There are two types of motor skills, gross motor skills and fine motor skills. Now, let's see. Swimming. Once they resume the school, kids will be doing the co-curricular activities. But I guess you all will be wondering how will it be done. Parents need not worry, once the lockdown gets over, the school will take an utmost care of it. Next. Physical exercise, it also comes under gross motor skills. Painting. To enhance the fine motor skills, activities such as painting is done. Paper tearing, it also comes under fine motor skills. Now, what can you do at home? Communicate in English with your child rather than using your mother tongue. Encourage your child to ask questions in English. For example, what is this for an object? Encourage your child to answer using full sentences. For example, if a child is using only a word as water, tell him to ask questions in English as, "Mummy, please give me a glass of water." Get your child to use common English words. For example, pani, instead he can use water. Tell stories in English. Parents can narrate or help the child to narrate short stories in English. Make sure your child watches the videos sent 2 or 3 times properly so that the concepts are clear. Homework needs to be completed on time so that your child does not miss any concepts.
Next. Now, your parents, we come to the most important part, that is what else as a parent you can do at home before this beautiful journey starts. Well, parents, in this current situation, I know there's a change in the environment for you and for the child. And the preschool plays the most important part over here because when the child is in preschool, they interact with their kids, they have different activities that take place, and the child learns more values of life. And we are very sure that in this current situation also, we will try and build all these activities and all these values in your child. Now, in this is not only a challenge for you, but it is the most important challenge for the child's anxiety. So many emotions that he is going through, and as a parent, even you will be constantly worried as to how this online classes will take place. What will the kids do? Will they understand? They will not understand. Parents, here you will really have to keep yourself calm, and you will have to support the school and help the children and teacher to have the beautiful bonding. You as parents will have to talk only and only positive and create an atmosphere which is very positive for the child. For example, when the child is coming online or seeing any sort of a video, you can just, with a smiling face or something like that, you can tell, wow, come on, let's see what's coming next. So all these words will, all these positive thoughts will help and will create some good environment with the child where he is also interested in knowing what's happening in the school, what is the video all about, what he wants to learn. Well, the students usually learn through observations. I'm very sure you all will agree to this. So parents, the way you react or the way you talk, your kids will also follow the same. So, it will be a good gesture when the kids are coming online for the class or something like that. In case if the child is running or he is not ready or she is not ready to sit, it is okay. Do not, these are all temper tantrums. He'll get angry, he'll shout, she'll run here and there. What you can do is you can keep yourselves a bit calm. Do not get worried as to teacher, he's not sitting, she's not sitting for the lecture. These online classes are not working. It's okay. The daily routine, once the child sits, at least it is very important for him to start with this daily. First day, I'm very sure it's not possible for us also. But as and when the time passes and the days go, I'm sure within 10 days, the child will want to sit for this online classes and will want to interact with his friends, his peers. If not online classes, he will want to see the videos. So it all depends on the gestures that we show to the kids. Also, we would like to inform you, like, do not pamper also your child so much that, okay, he's crying, he's doing all this, okay, just leave that child. Let him cry, no, let him kneel, do not see the video, it is okay. All of this is also a part where, they have this tantrum. They understand that, okay, if I react something to this, my parents will do this gesture. So you'll have to balance this and you'll have to motivate them and keep talking to them. And before that, you will have to prepare yourself for this new journey that has come this year. Also, it will be really appreciating that if you do not make any negative comments related to the teacher or the school, because if the child also is sitting next to you, that, "Arey, ye teacher kya padha rahi hai? What is all this? What is she talking? What is the school doing?" All these words that you come in and whatever you talk in front of your child, that is also an impact on him or her. So we would request you all to please let's keep and prepare ourselves for this beautiful bonding and encourage the teacher and the student both so that this beautiful journey takes place. Now let's have a look at the perfect crayon hold which is needed for the child.
A perfect crayon or a pencil hold. The crayon rests between the thumb and the first finger. The next finger prevents the crayon from falling down and the last two fingers are tucked away. It is important that the knuckles point outwards. Now, it is very important that the hand rests on the table. This will prevent them from the wrist pain. Young children are amused if their fingers are linked to froggy legs. They move the crayon forward and backward with their froggy legs.
Now let's have a look at the most exciting and the most important part, that is the jollyphonic sounds. But before we start, we would request you to please follow the same. So here we have the first sound.
Here comes the first sound. And the action for it is weave like a snake, making S shape, saying S. One more time. Weave like a snake, making S shape, saying S. The snake is in the grass, the snake is in the grass. The snake is in the grass. One more time. The snake is in the grass, the snake is in the grass. The snake is in the grass. Next sound is A. And the action for it is wiggle fingers above elbow as if ants crawling on you and say A, A, A. One more time. Wiggle fingers above elbow as if ants crawling on you and say A, A, A. Ants on my arm. Ants on my arm. Ants on my arm. They're causing me alarm. One more time. Ants on my arm. Ants on my arm. Ants on my arm. They're causing me alarm. Next sound is and the action for it is children imitate watching tennis, turning head from side to side and say one more time. Children imitate watching tennis, turning head from side to side and say when I watch a tennis game, when I watch the tennis game, my head goes back and forth. One more time. When I watch a tennis game, when I watch the tennis game, my head goes back and forth. Next sound is E. And the action for it is pretend to be a mouse by wiggling your fingers at the end of your nose, like whiskers and squeak. E, E, E. One more time. Pretend to be a mouse by wiggling your fingers at the end of your nose, like whiskers and squeak. E, 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 E. Inky the mouse is my pet. She spilled the ink and got wet. The ink is spread all over the desk. Inky's wet. One more time. Inky the mouse is my pet. She spilled the ink and got wet. The ink is spread all over the desk. Inky's wet. Next sound is and the action for it is hold up index finger as if it is a candle and pretend to puff it out. Say one more time. Hold up index finger as if it is a candle and pretend to puff it out. Say puff out the candles on the big, big cake. Puff out the candles on the big, big cake. Puff, puff, puff. One more time. Puff out the candles on the big, big cake. Puff out the candles on the big, big cake. Puff, puff, puff. The next sound is and the action for it is hold out arms as if aeroplane nose diving and say One more time. Hold out arms as if aeroplane nose diving and say hmm. Hear the aeroplane hear the aeroplane hear the aeroplane making lots of noise. One more time. Hear the aeroplane hear the aeroplane hear the aeroplane making lots of noise. Now there are two letters, that is letter K and letter C. Sound for both the letters is same, but the action is different. So the first letter is C and the sound for it is, and the action is raise your hands and snap your fingers together as if you are playing castanets and say one more time. Raise your hands and snap your fingers together as if you are playing castanets and say, and the action for letter K is raise hands and pretend to fly a kite and say, one more time. Raise hands and pretend to fly a kite and say, we are clicking castanets. We are clicking castanets. We are clicking castanets. Clicking castanets. We are clicking castanets. Kites are flying in the sky. Kites are flying in the sky. Kites are flying in the sky. Flying in the sky. Kites are flying in the sky.
Sound is eh. The action for it is pretend to hold egg with one hand as if cracking it against the side of a bowl or pan. Use both hands to open shell saying eh, eh, eh. One more time. Pretend to hold egg with one hand as if cracking it against the side of a bowl or pan using both hands to open shell saying eh, eh, eh. Eggs in the pan, eh, eh, eh. Eggs in the pan, eh, eh, eh. Eggs in the pan, eh, eh, eh. Crack the egg like this, eh. Eggs in the pan, eggs in the pan, crack the egg like this, Sound is, and the action for it is, act as if panting after a race, holding hand up to mouth and say, one more time, act as if panting after a race, holding hand up to mouth and say, I like to hop, 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 up and down. I like to hop, 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 all around. I like to hop, 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 up and down. One more time. I like to hop, 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 up and down. I like to hop, 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 all around. I like to hop, 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 up and down. Sound is roar, and the action for it is pretend to be a puppy pulling a rug with teeth clenched and shaking head saying "Rrr." One more time. Pretend to be a puppy pulling a rug with teeth clenched and shaking head saying "Rrr." See my puppy rip
One more time. See my puppy rip the rag, See my puppy rip the rag when he pulls so hard. The next sound is and the action for it is rub tummy, sing tasty food and say One more time. Rub tummy, sing tasty food and say The mom and the dad make many meals. The mom and the dad make many meals for their hungry children. One more time. The mom and the dad make many meals. The mom and the dad make many meals for their hungry children. The next sound is and the action for it is pretend to hold drumstick and beat up and down on a drum and say One more time. Pretend to hold drumstick and beat up and down on a drum and say See me play on my drum. Playing drums is lots of fun with a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. See me play upon my drum. One more time. See me play on my drum. Playing drums is lots of fun with a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. See me play upon my drum.
Here, I conclude by saying our sincere gratitude goes to our parents and for your support and encouragement. Without your support, we would have not been able to achieve excellence. I also extend my thanks to all the management for the enormous cooperation and for being so supportive to us and standing as pillars of strength. We also thank our teachers for their untiring efforts. Also, I would like to thank all the family members and teaching and non-teaching staff for being so cooperative so that teachers were able to give their precious time to make this virtual learning possible. Thank you so much.